Okay, welcome everyone. Valkyrie fans, what a way to spend a Saturday night, huh? This was great. We have to play a back to back, and we got the Fever coming into Ballhalla tomorrow. What a way to do this. I mean, Indiana had a really tough game against LA, and now they're going to have to come and play us, and we had an easy game with 5 days off before that. So, starters got rest. Burton, fortunately, only played 21 minutes. She's been playing almost the entire game all this time. Carla Leite came in, played really well. Everybody contributed. Salaun played well. Um, Kaila Charles played really well. She had 16 points. That's her season high, I think they were saying. So that's great. This is great. So if we beat Indiana tomorrow, I'm not going to count my chickens, but I mean we've beaten them twice already, and we don't have everybody back yet, but if we play that stifling defense, that especially that first quarter, the Mystics had no clue. You know, I was listening to a interview. I think it was James Worthy. He played for the Lakers back in the 80s, 70s and 80s. And he said, he goes, Michael Jordan will make you look bad, but Larry Bird will make you look stupid. And that's what our defense looked like. We were making the Mystics look stupid. Not stupid as in they're stupid players, but they couldn't get anything going. They didn't know where to pass the ball. If they drove the lane, we were stealing it from them. I'll have to look and see how many steals we had, but we had a bunch in that first quarter. Every time they practically, unless they were shooting from the outside, if they went in, that's that swarming defense that was very prevalent in the beginning of the season. And we've kind of lost that a little bit here and there, but we're going to have to do that against Indiana and just take them out of the game early and sock it to them right away. Punch them in the mouth and then we just got to shoot. If we shoot decent and play really good, that swarming defense, I like our chances against just about anybody. If we shoot well, then I really like our chances. But it's been kind of hit and miss, and I think they were just getting tired. And, the bench was depleted, and we were playing our bench players. And so I'm hoping, Monique Billings has got to be back pretty soon here, and she will definitely help out a lot down low, because we're going to need, Leah Boston can be a beast. She was knocking people over in the last game. And surprisingly, there wasn't fouls called, but she gets that ball, she's going to turn in there and just push you over and go up for the hoop. Hopefully, Temi really shows her defensive prowess when she's out there. And I got to say, Repair definitely needed some work on that, but I think having these days off, they worked with her on that because she definitely looked better. Not, not up to Temi or anything, but she definitely looked better defensively out there. And she was getting rebounds, and she wasn't letting people take the ball away from her. She, grabbed it and held on. Those were all nice to see. And, just this was a beatdown. We were up by almost 40. We had hit really close to the 40 mark there for a while. And then what was really cool was that we, the bench, basically there was they left one starter in during the fourth quarter and then rotated that because we had such a big lead. So when you're playing a back-to-back, this is the game you want for the first game. So here's the thing. So now we are 8th in the standings, but we are 20 and 18. The Fever are 21 and 18. So if we beat them tomorrow, we're going to leapfrog Seattle, and we're going to go to the 6th spot. Here's the other interesting thing. New York lost to Phoenix, and they're coming to see us next in Ballhalla. And as imposing as New York can seem, lately not so much. I started looking. New York has 16 losses. I know I'm wishing a little bit, but you know, Phoenix beat them pretty handily, and we played Phoenix tight with our bench players. If New York comes in here and they don't play well, and we beat them, we are one game behind them. With Dallas, Minnesota, Seattle, and Minnesota left. I wasn't factoring in beating New York. But with the way they're looking right now, if we play that swarming defense in Ballhalla, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, the only games I was thinking was Dallas and Seattle. We beat those two. We beat those. We have the tiebreaker. If we beat Indiana, Dallas, and Seattle, we'll have 24 wins. Yeah, 20. What's that, 20? Wait a minute. We have 20, so 21, 22, 23. We'll have 23 wins. And then we'll have the tiebreakers on Seattle. And I think LA, I looked at LA's schedule. The chances of them catching either us, Indiana, or Seattle are unlikely. Unless they have to win out. The only way LA has a chance is if they went out and one of either Seattle, us, or Indiana just loses out. But otherwise, I think it's going to be the way it is right now. And the seeds may switch around. But that's what it's looking like. Because we should be Dallas unless we really have a... I mean, unless... If we just play normal game, you know, shoot decently, we should beat... I think we'll beat Seattle. We've beaten them twice before, and the only time they beat us was when we had that absolutely horrible shooting night. But, you know, they're going to be fighting for their lives just like we will be at that point. And then all we'll have left after that is Minnesota. And it'll be the last game of the season. I can't imagine Minnesota's going to be playing their starters. So if we get, if somehow we can beat the Fever and we eke out a win against New York, then we take care of Dallas, then we'll have Minnesota after that in Ballhalla, and anything can happen there. I mean, I don't think so, but who knows? We take care of Seattle, and then say Minnesota beats us, and then we go to Minnesota and they're sitting their starters, and we eke out one of those. You know, New York doesn't have an easy schedule the rest of the way either. If we can beat them, I don't know if we're going to win. That would mean we would have to win out, so that's unlikely. So we're probably looking at 6th, 7th, or 8th, depending on how we play. But the chances of Indiana winning out are unlikely too. So, and it's just Seattle. Oh, it's just getting very exciting. But if we can take care of business against Indiana, we have our foot up on the, you know, we have a leg up. And then, you know, even if we lose to New York in both the Minnesota games, as long as we beat Dallas and Seattle and Indiana, I think we're good. I think we're good. Because we'll have the tiebreakers. If it comes down to that, we're going to have the tiebreakers. So, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This was a wonderful night for Valkyrie fans. I was feeling bad for the Mystics. I actually like the Mystics. I like their players a lot, and I was feeling bad for them. But, you know, that's what happens when our defense is humming. We can get that defensive playing. Holy moly. You can make good teams look really bad. So let's have a look at the stats and stuff. So the Valkyries get the win 99-62. We were hoping Kate Martin could hit all three of those free throws and got us to 100, but it doesn't really matter. So we outscored them 19-8 in the first, then 32-14 in the second. It was just a big old lead. Big lead at halftime. And we outscored them 27-21 and then 21-19 in the final quarter. So we get the 99-62 victory. That makes the Valkyries 20-18, and Washington has been eliminated from the playoffs, and they are 16-24. We had 38 points in the paint to their 20. Our biggest lead was 37. Turnovers, we had 12. They had 15. We got 19 points off those turnovers. They got 15. So the turnovers didn't really make... we didn't gain an advantage there. But some of our turnovers were near the end of the game when the bench players were in. So we had, looking at Washington first, you had Citron with 11 points. We were all over her. 3 for 7. She was 1 for 2 from 3. She had 5 turnovers. 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Then you had Iriafin. We held her to 9 points. She had a couple moments where she got in and went up strong to the hoop. But Citron had 4 fouls in I think it was either early third quarter or late second quarter. So she was limited on what she could do after that. But Iriafin was 4 for 8. She was 1 for 2 from the foul line. And then we really held Austin. Temi and Rupert were doing and Amihir were doing a great job on secure Austin. She had 6 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. She had a block and a steal. She was 2 for 7 from the floor. But she did hit a 3. We left her open on a 3, and she sunk it. Shug Sutton, we left her a little too open. She was keeping the Mystics in the game. She had 17 points. She had 3 assists and a turnover. She was 3 for 5 from 3, 6 for 10 overall. So Alicia Clark, she ended up getting, she didn't score. She had 6 rebounds and 2 assists. She took 4 shots, didn't make any. Jade Melbourne, 2 points. She had 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 turnover. She was 1 for 6. Stephanie Dolson had 2 points. Amihir was looking at her and just going right by her. She got the ball and just go boom and right by. 2 assists, 1 rebound for Stephanie. She was 1 for 3. She took 2 3-point shots but missed them both. Lucy Olsen was also playing well for them in the second half. She was hitting some shots. She had 13 points. She had 2 steals, 2 turnovers, an assist, 2 rebounds. She was 5 for 12 overall. 1 for 5 from 3. But she was hitting her shots on the in the second half. It's like Sutton was hitting in the first half, and then Lucy Olsen was hitting in the second half. Inksler didn't. She didn't score. She had 2 turnovers, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. She was 0 for 4. And then Madison Scott, she was in late in the game. She ended up getting a hoop. So the Mystics shot 35%. They shot 24% from 3. They had 20 rebounds. The Valkyries had 31. So what else? We had 9 steals, 4 blocks. They ended up having 6 steals on us. It was, like you drive into the lane in the active hands in the first quarter for the Valkyries was just fantastic. And then after that, they kind of, the defense wasn't as intense after we got the lead, which that's human nature. That's going to happen. So we shot 55% from the floor, 38.7% from 3, and we were 21 for 24 from the foul line. Salaun, 20 points. Good game for Salaun. She had 4 turnovers. She mentioned that in the post game. Someone asked her if there's anything from the game she thinks she can improve on, and she was like, I drove into the lane and they took it from me. And that was mostly what her turnovers were. She's like, I got to pass that before I, either got to go all the way to the hoop or pass it. And she's a rookie. She'll learn that. 1 assist, 6 rebounds. She was 7 for 11. She shot 63% from the floor. She was 4 for 7 from 3, which is 57%. Rupert had 7 points. She had 2 steals, 1 turnover, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. She was 3 for 6 overall, and she was 1 for 4 from 3. Fagbenley, she hit a 3-point shot. It was cool seeing her taking those corner threes. It'd be really cool if she can hit those more consistently. But it was nice to see one drop for her. She put a little bit more arc on it, and it went in. So she had 5 points. She had 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, and she was 2 for 4 overall. Kaila Charles, she was 7 for 12. She shot almost. So her and Salaun were like in the 60% range shooting wise. She was 2 for 6 from 3. 16 points for her. Very nice. 1 steal, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. And then Burton, 15 points, and she was basically out just after halftime. Get her some rest. She had 2 blocks, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. She was 7 for 7 from the line, 2 for 3 from 3, and 3 for 5 overall. Very nice stat line for Veronica Burton for basically a half of basketball. So Kate Martin, she was 0 for 4 from 3, but she scored 6 points. She got 5 assists, 2 rebounds. She got to the hoop a couple times, which was good to see. There was one, she just crashed the boards and got the ball, and everybody else was standing there. She just grabbed it and put it back up. So, and then we have Ami here. She had 11 points, and she was thinking about dunking. And then she blew the layup. Oh, it would have been cool if she tried it. She should have just tried it. I mean, what the hell? I think she didn't space her footing right, because she ended up coming up short. I think she was like a foot short of the rim, like in front of it before, when she was, you could see her like eyeing it. It would have been really cool to play. The roof would have come off Ballhalla if she had done that. That would have been very cool. But she had 4 steals. She had some right at the top of the key there and just stole it away. And then that's where one of those, she did it twice. And the second one, she was looking like she was going to dunk it, but she missed. 1 assist, 6 rebounds for her. She was 2 for 2 from the line. She hit a 3, and she was 4 for 7 overall. That's also almost 60%. And then Carla, man, the Late Show was rocking. 19 points, 6 assists. She had 1 turnover. She was 8 for 9 from the free throw line. She had hit a 3, and she was 5 for 5 from the floor. She was driving to the hoop so nice. It's so nice to have a healthy Carla Leite, because, that is the Late Show. So, anyway, great game from the Valkyries. Let's hope we see the same type of performance tomorrow night against the Fever and secure that win. We beat them twice. Let's beat them again. So, let's go Valkyries. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.